Picking up the kids and enduring the traffic of Miami, it's a lot better when you're here with me. And today, I want us to talk about regrets. Um, Regret, blame, anything that pretty much puts the lights on you and that makes you feel that there is something different that you should have done, that you could have done. It is most of the personal development teachers that I've had make an emphasis to the fact of owning your own responsibility and everything, but regrets goes a step further because I have found that regrets is more prominent or more prominent, sorry, more prominent among high achievers, among driven people, because we have this notion that we need to do things right, that we should know better, that we are smart enough to always say the right thing at the right time, do the right thing at the right time, and think the right thing at the right time. And when we don't, we tend to, as we look back, uh, have our inner critic pretty much um, criticize us for not having done that. And that's where regret comes. I would say that I have recently spent one full year doing a happy I am happy 365 experience where I spent 365 days in the conversation of happiness. And I can say that even though I was not happy 365, 24/7, just being in the conversation of it made me aware, most importantly, of my negative emotions. At the end of the year, I define happiness as the absence of negative emotions. So, negative emotion was something that I had to look and work through it as I was doing my challenge for I Am Happy 365. We will talk about that challenge in another video. I'm sure that it's somewhere in here if I haven't talked about it just yet. But today I want to focus on regret. Why? Because regret was, out of all of those negative emotions, the one that I feel was the most difficult to eradicate, to eliminate. It was the one that I battled the most. It was the one that kept showing its color and its head and its face, and it continued coming over and over again. I had to do, and I still do, a lot of work every time that I see the seed of regret showing up. Um, my practice has evolved as to what I do with it, and I'll share it with you. But 3 years ago, I got divorced, actually this week. So I am exactly 3 years since the divorce came out, and all of this horrible drama came to my life. And for a long time, I blamed myself for having attracted, for not having continued being submissive enough to endure many more years together, for having opened my mouth, for having wanting to find myself again. And I dealt with regret because I thought that if I would have not done those things, perhaps I would still be living the mediocre relationship that I was living for over a decade with the father of my kids. Yet my commitment to it was bigger, and my commitment to the relationship made me find ways to work on it over and over and over again, expecting it to change. After the divorce, The regrets were many. I had regrets for myself, for my children, um, for my family. I had regrets for what I said, for what I didn't, for what I did, for what I didn't. And I had to battle with it for a little bit. Yes, it was the nastier of the emotions to get rid of. But what I found out about regret is that it is precisely the, I would say, the most helpless of all of the negative emotions. I tried to find where it was leading me, and it was leading me anywhere, anywhere. One day, I woke up and I realized that it was useless as an emotion, that it was not helping me my growth, that it was not an emotion that it was making me grow and become stronger. If anything, it was very disempowering. Um, and what I did is that from there on, I try, and I said I try because sometimes my conscious mind wins the race to my unconsciousness, and I do try to snip it right there on the bud as soon as it comes out. So the moment that I see myself going in the direction of I should, I could, I would, I just nip it. Um, and as a result, I have been able to substitute it for other emotions. One of the main exercises that I do is to realize and to make a list of all of those things that for which the situation happened the way it did, and just leave it at that. I mean, I don't need to have all the answers. I don't need to know why everything happened. I don't need to be a superhero for everybody. And regret is that emotion for the high achievers where we end up taking responsibility for what is not for us to take the responsibility of. We tend to carry on our shoulders with regret, with blame, with self-criticism, the responsibility of others, the responsibility of occurrences and happening that do not necessarily correlate with our own doing. It's not our own doing. It's not that we did not participate in, but it's not of our own doing. And today I wanted just to bring you and share with you this message as I am here on my way to pick up the kids. And the message is that regret is useless. Snip it at the bud. Focus on something else. That's what I do. I usually focus on something else. Focus on something that would empower me. And if it continues insisting, then I would question that thought by looking the opposite of it, and keep it at bay, because it serves no one a favor. Like A Course in Miracles said, that which is real cannot be threatened. And the only thing real is the feeling that feels good inside. I don't know any good feeling that comes with regret, so let it go. Let it go and let it go. It's easy, sometimes it's not, but it's all worth it. I'll see you tomorrow. If you want, just leave your message below. Let me know. Share with me any experience or anything else that you want to talk about this topic. And let's eliminate that nasty negative emotion that it serves no purpose whatsoever in your personal growth and in your future.